And I'd like to welcome everybody here and call to order this meeting and open with a roll call, beginning with our councilman.
Here, Councilman Roosevelt here.
Here.
Will Hancock here.
Cody Allen here.
And I am Tommy Olson, the mayor. With that, we have, if Cody would give us a word of prayer and then followed by the pledge of allegiance with Officer Tucker.
Very gracious Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this opportunity that we have to meet together as council and residents and employees of Roosevelt City. We wish to express our gratitude for the area that we live in this town, the great people that live here. We ask that we can hold this meeting tonight and be mindful of those residents and the needs and be able to make decisions that would be best for our town. And we recognize the sacrifices and the service that many have made so we can have such a great place to live. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ.
Please rise.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, has everyone had a chance to look at the previous meeting minutes?
Yeah, I would move we approve.
Okay, I have a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, this is an opportunity, we have 15 minutes, a maximum of 15 minutes, but 3 minutes each for anyone that would like to make their public comment. Please stand and state your name. Thank you. You have 3 minutes.
My name is Arlen Winterton, and I just want to thank you, Mayor Olson, for allowing me to take a few minutes to talk to you and the councilman and the councilwoman regarding the safety kitty corner to the western edge of the Roosevelt Cemetery, where we have Summer Lane and we have Highway 40. And I have a video here. And you can tell me if you want the video from Leanne Ames. It takes 1 minute and 9 seconds if you want to hear her talk, or if you want to get that at a different time.
I think that would be appropriate for a different time when we meet with Chief Watkins.
All right. The problems that we're having in that area are extreme safety problems with speeding that's going on in the area. And I've been out working there right on that Summer Lane, just sorting firewood and cutting it and things that way. And I've also been talking with the neighbors in the area, and I've just been a witness, like many of us have, to the continual speeding problems, not just on Summer Lane, but on US 40. And they don't stop. They come through there fast. And just this week, I nearly got hit by a big truck. And there was, what complicated is there was a truck coming from Roosevelt towards that intersection, and there was a truck coming from the west, and I just barely escaped. And they will not slow down. They just keep going there. And I was talking with Leanne, and she says they really need to move the signs further to the west. And
The reduced speed signs.
Just at Leanne's house, it goes to 55 miles per hour.
so the other problem that we're seeing has to do with the mule deer. And I don't want to take up a lot of time here, but it's a problem. You get a collision with a deer, you're talking 300, you're talking 1,100, you're talking 1,500, you're talking totaling your vehicle, and then you're out the use of your vehicle during that time period, you're having somebody repair it. And I got warned in the middle of the night, a week ago today, about troubles that were going on down my hay shed. So I went down to investigate, and this doe mule deer comes around the bend right there where that big door has been blown off. And I thought, well, okay, I'll go down, we'll check where the alarm's coming from. I went down there, and there were 9 more head deer just going out to Steve Winterton's field there. Been up to my sister's place, and I have video of that also. So anyway, I wasn't gonna say a whole lot, but I just shut down. There's a time to speak up, there's a time to shut up, and I think it's my turn to be quiet. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Arvin. We will set up an appointment with appropriate department heads and then go from there. And
That's
I don't know if
great.
you've already set that up or
I've
not.
already talked with your chief of police, Watkins, and he said he's coming to see me tomorrow.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
You bet, thank you.
Any other public comments? Okay, thank you. I'll move on to committee appointments. Do we have any? Okay. Good for me. Public hearings? No? Moving on to number 8, the action items, the UN wax proposal, Drew and Joe Garcia.
Good evening, council and mayor. Tonight we bring to you a proposal brought to us by UN Wax. This location is a recently acquired SM Energy SMW well site that Roosevelt City Council approved a year ago or so. And Joe is here with with UN Wax to propose this easement. I'll let Joe go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Council, thank y'all for allowing us the time and letting us participate in our local government like this. We really appreciate it. So the short version of this proposal is part of that original agreement that was reviewed maybe about a year ago with XDL and SM Energy. And there was a right-of-way that they had proposed. I believe it goes right through the middle of the pivots, and it was to connect with their existing infrastructure that ended right there close to Miss Duncan's property. And so they initially had plans to connect with their infrastructure and loop. Since then, there's been some trading with some of these units that are being developed in the area. And we traded some stuff that was closer to the Bluebell, Altamont area so that the development and the infrastructure works better for them, and we could develop this area that is closer to our infrastructure. That said, what we'd like to propose is on this new proposal, we, at the moment, don't anticipate going through the 2 pivots to connect with that infrastructure that would be with SM Energy. What we are proposing is if the council would review and allow, we go along that existing access road. It might be the next slide over. It's gonna be, that's the one that was originally with SM Energy. If we scroll down a little bit more, that's the pad itself. And one more after that. Nope, that's the last one. So the purple line on the south of that pad, it's difficult to see, but you can see that arrow. So it'd be a much shorter run. We wouldn't intrude on the pivots at the moment. And what we would want to do is connect with our existing infrastructure down there. One of the purposes on that is that it would allow us to maintain some scheduling that has gotten pretty tight. We're all watching, what the next year's gonna look like, water, snowpack. And this would help us alleviate some of those logistics concerns that we're getting in front of. With that said, we're looking at a depth of cover of about 36 inches, which is normal, standard operating procedure. Within the pivots, it may have been up to 48. Should that be something the council would like us to do in this area, we could do something like that as well. But that's pretty much the gist of what this proposal is under those existing
Is 36 deep enough for you? You won't have experienced any freeze?
No, that's, typically standard, but for the most part, you're not gonna see, even in fields, unless you're really getting down there with the river, you won't have, any kind of interaction with any infrastructure that's beneath the ground. So 36 is pretty standard, but we can,
Yeah. Drew, do you have any issues with the depth of 36?
Well, just Joe, as far as frost goes, is that something that you guys are concerned about? Because I do know our culinary lines are at least a minimum of 60 inches if we're driving over them especially.
that's a good point. We'll bring that up to them. And if they don't have anything that's heated or anything like that, then yeah, they might have to, but I haven't been anticipating that just yet.
Yeah, I would hate to see it freeze and then you gotta go back in and dig it out while it's frozen. So, question on the, do you have an SWD, it's just the injection well, no ponds?
The box, no sir, no. And that's part of this too, so we can bring water in and out, less trucking and whatnot.
Any other questions?
I just want to bring up, just make sure you get with us to mark utilities, because those lines, those pivots out there, they're fairly shallow. So as long as you contact us to mark those, there's no interference in case there would be maybe an adjustment there because the depth of our existing. But
Yes.
other than that, I think we'll be all right.
Okay, we will absolutely initiate one calls and, maintain that protocol.
Thank you. Drew, do you have anything else?
We did receive the contract for review. Grant has reviewed that contract and is okay with it.
I would move then we go ahead and proceed and allow this change, as long as they get with staff. I think I'm good with that. So I'd move to approve.
Can I have a motion to approve the new right of way pending on getting with you?
I'll second the approval.
I have a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Very good. Thank you.
Thanks, Drew.
All right, I'm sure half the room has been waiting for this opportunity. And I want to move on to the API Golf Tournament 50th anniversary. The Golden Boy.
I am, now I gotta wear glasses.
All right, I'm getting there too. I can't see that, that's why I've got this.
I'm there too.
Okay. Thank you, council, for sparing us a few minutes of your precious time.
State your name, please.
I'm getting that. Hello, my name is Jason Scholes. I am the chairman of the API Uinta Basin chapter. I'm here tonight to tell you a little bit about us, our nonprofit organization. In the early years, API was working to help integrate a newly forming oil and gas industry with an already established farm and ranch community. In 1975, the organization organized and conducted its first ever charity golf tournament to raise funds that they would later give back to the community. This started a tradition that has been woven into our community for the past 50 years. API has helped prosper the community by lending a hand in various projects such as building the concession stand at Constitution Park, the golf pavilion, and helping raise funds for the Roosevelt EMS units. API has also provided financial support to the Roosevelt Police Department by helping them receive a canine dog. In the early 1990s, API provided support, funding, and manpower to help Roosevelt City construct the back nine of the Roosevelt Golf Course. API has also contributed to many other charities such as Sub for Santa and Shop with a Cop. Our community, we make monetary service acts and community members throughout, missed the line, act to community members that many need help and unseen circumstances. API has been collaborating recently with UB Tech to create a scholarship program to help further the education of the local citizens and youth. Although many associate the API with just a golf tournament, API is much more than that. It is a strong thread that helps weave this community together. And it shows that with strong work and dedication, anything can and be achieved. I would like to thank you for your time, but before I give up my time, I'd like to have Cody Lagram, part of our committee, to stand up and.
Thank you, Jason.
So Cody Labrum, I'm the treasurer of the API chapter here. So as he's told you, for the past 50 years, we've had people that have put this organization together, and they've done an excellent job. And as some of the younger generation comes in, we want to continue on. As a lot of people know, API's golf tournament is our big that's where we get a lot of donations. That's where we get a lot of our money to help the community and other events. What we're hoping to do is we're trying to get a little boost where it's a 50-year anniversary. We want it to be a big event, but we're trying to get all the costs reduced as much as we can so we can continue those donations, continue sponsoring other things, as well as volunteer work. And that's why we come to the city to see if there's something we can come to an agreement on to help reduce those costs. So, thank you.
Appreciate that, Cody. Before you guys step down, just as a rough estimate, I mean, over the course of the API's existence, how many, what's the dollar amount that you estimated you donated to the community?
We've estimated in 50 years now that we've raised over $1.5 million to donate back to local charities and organizations. Also, we've helped with like Shriners and primary children's announcements. We got citizens there.
I asked the question not to put you on the spot, but just to help recognize what the API has done for the community, not just the golf course, but that's a lot of money, and it's quite a milestone to keep the organization going for 50 years. Appreciate you guys, and definitely appreciate the younger generation stepping up as well.
Anything else?
I know.
Okay, at this point, I'd like to bring up Josh, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. We just as a city want to recognize how incredible API is. Pillar of our community, there is nothing quite like it. Very well known for all they do for our city, our community, and for so many individuals that have benefited from the incredible work that they do. What we'd like to recommend tonight is that City Council approve waiving all green fees and tournament fees for the upcoming tournament, thereby donating that entire amount they can use to help with their charities, with their event. We recognize this is a large amount, but it is such an incredible testament to what they've done to be here for 50 years and put on such an incredible event that benefits so much. So that would be our recommendation to council. Just by way of numbers, that is approximately going to be about $28,500. We understand it's a large amount, but this is a 50-year anniversary for such an incredible event, and we want API to know that how much we as a city do appreciate what they do for our community.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
Okay, do I have any comments?
I have a comment, just because we had a similar request last fall, remember? Right, that we had a city-sponsored golf tournament, and she asked us to waive fees, and we said no. So are we setting a precedence with this going forward, or like?
Absolutely. The answer to that would be we would like to set a precedence with this, that if anybody gets to a 50-year anniversary, we would.
Okay, so I'm just wondering if we're setting a bar so that.
And it is due to the time frame, and we love API, but also
Right.
50 years. So if somebody comes in for the next 50-year
Right,
anniversary,
right.
we would recommend.
Okay, I'm just wondering if they're, what the expectation is going forward, so, okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Audrey, and there is a concern there. But I think given the milestone and the amount of money that they've donated in the community, I think it's appropriate
Right,
for this
right.
one time, waive those fees, to give you a little shot in the arm for this year to do more good like you've always done. Appreciate it. I'd make a motion to support the recommendation to waive the green fees and tournament fees for this year for the 50th anniversary of the API.
I'll second that. I mean, I agree. I've dealt with these gentlemen a lot and everything they do for the community, and I've been the benefactor of some of them. They donate to my golf teams every year. And so I do appreciate what they do, and I think, you know, like you said, Josh, this is a huge milestone. So if we have people in this community that have put in 50 years, then I think it's worthwhile to help them out.
May I add one thing? I see a couple of people that probably aren't here tonight that I'd like to recognize Jim Simonton. If I could go so far as to say Woody Olson as well, those are two that I saw them in the past work really hard. And I'd love to see Jim here, but please let him know how much we appreciate what he has done. I think some of the earliest pictures, I don't think there was anyone else that I recognize other than Jim in any of those pictures. So with that, I do have, point of order, I should say. I have a motion that we accept the recommendation of waiving the green fees and the tournament fees for the 50th anniversary. I have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Very good.
Sure.
We, as representative of API, we thank the city council for this, it means a lot. In May, I'm gonna lie about the date, but I think it's the 11th of May this year. Me and Scott, Simonton, Brandon Jaramello, we came up with an idea to make a documentary about this chapter. And for the past year, we have been videoing Jim and some of these older guys and how it got started, and I am asking and inviting you on May, during our monthly meeting this May, for you guys to attend and watch the approximately 45-minute documentary about the UN Basin chapter of API. I'll get with Bo or Tommy to get the right date, but it tells the whole history and it tells a lot more of what we've done through charity work and community service from the past 50 years, and you hear the stories. But thank you again.
Thank you. And thank you for all your work.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
AC, the RFP proposal for the concession stand. That's it.
Thanks, Roger.
See you, Rick.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for the time tonight. My name is Dustin Glines, Roosevelt City Parks Director. Tonight we need to discuss and make a proposal to put out a request for proposal to manage and operate the concession stand at Constitution Park. We are seeking proposals from qualified individuals or firms to operate and manage the concession stand located at Constitution Park. The city's goal is to provide food and beverage services to park visitors, sports league participants, and tournament attendees. Some of the scope of services we're looking for that the selected operator shall be responsible for are daily operations, menu management, staffing, maintenance, and compliance. And this will be the building there at Constitution Park as stated. Some of the proposal requirements that we would like to see is a business plan, a proposed menu and pricing, operating schedule, a financial offer, and references as well. And these submissions we would like to start with immediately and see if we do have them delivered either to City Hall or we can email it to 3 individuals, myself, Mr. Begg, and also Mr. Clayton. And that's kind of what is proposed tonight. What other discussions and feelings do you have about this RFP?
I've got some questions. Right now, so I've been on the board of baseball for the last 13 years. Have you discussed this with boys baseball?
Absolutely, 100%. In fact, this has always been done through boys baseball. They have led the concession stand in the past, way before my time. I think, and it's worked well for them. But what brought this change was a discussion with our city administrator and also with the current Roosevelt Boys Baseball Association president. We had multiple discussions about this concession stand, and he strongly recommended that the city oversee this and put out an RFP. As the Roosevelt City, this is Roosevelt City's concession stand building as well. And we felt that this change was needed and it was time, especially where the current president was in favor of this change.
Okay, that's not the conversation I had with him. According to him, the conversation I had yesterday is he knows nothing about this. And the board, which I sit on, knows nothing about it.
That's incorrect. I've talked to him
Well,
multiple times.
it is what it is, but my issue is kind of like, this is a not-for-profit organization, boys baseball, right? Don't make a lot of money, barely come out of every season making $1. And so now you're taking, from what I remember, the last contract we had, $4,000 they paid to boys baseball.
That's correct.
So that comes out of boys baseball's pocket. That's an organization that's taking care of our youth.
Yep.
So to me, that's more money we're taking away from these programs that are built for our kids.
And that's a discussion that we could have, if we do put this request for proposal out, let's put it back into the boys baseball, also girls softball.
Right.
Maybe perhaps, soccer. Why did boys baseball get it all? Like, why don't we split it up?
So boys baseball and girls softball, those are the organizations that are bringing in the money from that concession stand. Soccer's not there making money off the concession stand. That's why it was boys baseball, and that's why they control the contract itself.
There's a lot of discussion there for sure.
Right.
On what, if we give it back, it would have to be, with our city administrator, exactly how we would want to allocate those proceeds. And I feel strongly that Mr. Baker would probably agree, we give it back to each sport, each recreation sport.
You have any additional thoughts on this, Josh?
Yeah, I would actually recommend right now, based off your conversation yesterday around, or Councilman Cloward, that we table this discussion. Let's meet together. Dustin and I can meet. Councilman, if you can try and set up a meeting with as many board members as we can get. Okay. Let's all sit down.
Yeah, because that's caught me off guard. We talked about this starting last year, so.
To me, that is considered a board decision for boys baseball.
Yep, for sure. Like I said, I've talked to Brandon quite a few times, and so that's kind of surprising. I think we do need to reevaluate this. So
I move we table until they have a chance to discuss.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay. Thanks.
I have a motion that we table. If we have further discussions, and I have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thanks, Justin.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Get everybody on the same page.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
We'll get dinner while it talks.
All right, meeting Everybody else was okay, the meeting schedule adjustment.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So on our original plan of our schedule for meetings, the first meeting of every month is considered a work session. We've been having formal meetings just like tonight. What we're recommending to council is that we institute those formal, or I should say informal, work sessions. So the first council meeting of every month would be a round table where the staff and city council can sit, discuss things more openly. The public is 100% invited. They are encouraged. We'll have seating set up for the public as well. But it would be more of an informal meeting where we can actually discuss items a little bit more freely and work through items. And that's the point of a work session, to where we can have more of a dialogue rather than one person presenting in a formal setting. I've seen this work in many other cities, and it works extremely well. It's a great way to get answers to questions. And Councilman Cloud, this is a perfect example of if an RFP is to come before city council, it would start in a work session where no action is being proposed. It's a discussion of what we're working on. And then in the following meeting, that is the following meeting, which would be a formal council meeting, is where formal action would be requested. And so that's the idea of a work session. So everything city council sees, they're gonna see a minimum 2 times. And one of those will be a work session where you can ask and answer any questions. And you can also request staff to go back and get answers, find out more information. The request with this would be also to move this meeting up to 4 o'clock on the first Tuesday of every month. We've had some discussion of 3:30. We feel 4 o'clock would fit some of the schedules better, to make sure people can be there. If council is so inclined, we would recommend that we do stream this as well, so individuals can still watch it. We do know there's gonna be some audio issues that we're gonna have to fix, but we can make that work so they still would be streamed for the public's input and they can see that as well. And so that'd be the recommendation is the first Tuesday of every month, a work session at 4 o'clock. The third Tuesday of every month, our regular council meeting at 5:30.
I like the idea if it works for everybody's schedules. I mean, it helps get staff home a little earlier in the evening and gives us that forum in which we can have the dialogue and move the action items to the following, the subsequent meeting. So, I mean, I'm in support of it.
Right, I'll admit that I, as well, the 3:30 I can make, but it's a little harder if something goes just a little wrong at work or something. So the 4 o'clock actually works great for me.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's actually better for my schedule, but I was just gonna add that when Councilman Allen and I first got on the council over 6 years ago, we only met once a month, and then we moved up to twice at times when we needed. So the only concern I would have, and I'm supportive, but the only concern I have is if something comes up with staff that we need to vote on, would that still be an option, or?
Yes, it would be an actual council meeting. So we can still approve stuff.
If it's needed, I don't wanna do it unless, because I understand when Councilman Allen and I first got on the council, sometimes we got called, we gotta have a special session and we meet over Zoom or whatever, approve something, and then it was over just because something had to be approved, which was why we started meeting more often, as twice a month. So I just wanna make sure, I'm 100% behind the work session, I just wanna make sure we can vote on things if the need arose, so that we're not limited there.
Yeah, I mean, the intent is to table and do action items at the subsequent meeting, but if needed, if it's an open meeting, public meeting, we can still put on the agenda, an action item if necessary.
We'd still approve the minutes, the bills, things like that, so yes.
I can do 4 o'clock.
I can do 4 o'clock too.
Me too.
When I saw this on the agenda, the only thing I saw kind of coming that would, maybe April would have to be adjusted for that because it's ULCT over the, that third Tuesday. But
Is that when that is, the League of Cities and Towns?
yeah, there's a conference that
Which is the
but
24th.
starts the 21st of, 22nd of April. 22nd of April.
Could we push our meetings to the 4th
Yeah.
if we advertise? Could we do it the Tuesday after ULCT?
Yeah, to change the meeting to them.
I'd still rather not, if we're gonna do the work session, I'd rather just keep it that way and not all of a sudden change to a regular, just because we have ULCT. I'd rather just push the meeting after the ULCT. Or not have it if we don't need it, whichever.
Ideally, on those situations, I would recommend that we just cancel the council meeting because we still can't take care of everything in the work session.
Right.
But I agree with you. I would highly recommend we do not use the work session as a formal council meeting because it's a slippery slope and it's easy to fall back into the way we're doing it. But we can still approve the items we need to get approved.
Exactly.
How do you want to change the time or stick with 3:30?
Well, I think 4 o'clock is what we wanted to adjust to.
4 fourth grade.
You say ULCC was what day in April?
It starts April 21st, which is a Wednesday, but if you're.
You're driving to Central.
Okay.
And since that was brought up, you will get a message from Brock as he schedules hotels and registration, so we will get that sent out to you if you're able to go.
Well, I would make a motion to implement this work session, council meeting, on the first Tuesday of the month at 4 o'clock.
Starting next month.
Starting next month.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to adjust the meeting schedule to the first council meeting of each month as a work session. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay, proposal to modify traffic near East Elementary. You're up, David Taylor.
Mayor, City Council, thank you for allowing me to come meet with you today. My name is David Taylor, I'm principal at East Elementary School. East Elementary School is kind of unique as far as elementary, or the schools in Roosevelt, where we have two surface streets adjacent to our school, one on the south side of the school, one on the west side. We have a crosswalk in place, but there is no signage that indicates a speed zone, reducing speed limits, things like that. We have a couple of our teachers and aides here with me and superintendent as well, but we have had numerous close calls with speeding or parents not paying attention, drivers just not paying attention, where we've had a lot of students and staff almost hit by moving vehicles in crosswalks. So my concern is for the safety of our students primarily and our staff as well, obviously. But adding, so up there you can see add crosswalks here. That's at 600 East and I believe that's 500 North. We have students who cross right there. We have a bus that stops right there and lets junior high kids off. There's not a safe spot, or at least a designated crosswalk in that area. So we would like to ask the city to add a crosswalk in those two locations so we can more safely get our kids across the street. The four-way stop and the corner down there is pretty good. I was talking to our teacher who covers that in the afternoon. And because there's stop signs there, the drivers are pretty cognizant of that. We haven't had any issues there. On the south side of the school, you can faintly see a crosswalk there at 700 East. And it cuts north-south and then it moves again east-west. That's the most dangerous one. Caitlin Runyon is our teacher that covers that in the afternoon, and Ms. Guthoff covers it in the morning, and Stacy Bateman has helped cover it quite a few times. And there have been multiple times where they've had to get in front of students because they thought a car was going to hit them and trying to protect the student or students. So what I'm hoping for, I worked with Kirby during the last year putting this together, and he said we needed to present it to the council. So he has I would like to have school signs posted 75 feet in front of the various crosswalks, indicating a reduction in speed. I don't know if flashing lights are optional or available for those as well. It's up to you guys and budgets and constraints and all those things, and I understand that. And then on the other side of it, the end of the school zone, so it doesn't go on for eternity, forever and ever. There has to be an end to that school zone. But if you would be willing to consider adding those for the safety of our staff and students, that would be a wonderful thing.
And you'll have another teacher at the other crosswalk?
We have 3 teachers covering all 3.
Probably already without the crosswalk there, right?
Correct. And it would just help provide, in the mornings especially, there's not a lot of students that cross, but provide
safety measures for our students in the morning. In the morning, our busiest one is the one there on 700 East and 400 North. And that's where we have the most traffic as well.
Well, it is a unique school. I actually went to that elementary school. I used the crosswalk on the south side,
Yeah.
kind of the dangerous one. I won't tell you what I did.
It wouldn't surprise me. I've been at this for a long time. So. The other concern we have is at the crosswalk on 400 North and 700 East right there. There's a lot of red no parking zones right next to the crosswalk, so drivers can have a clear view of students as they're preparing to cross. We've talked to Officer Reed, our SRO, about this, and he has come over and helped when he can, but just helping enforce people not parking in those red sections so that students and staff are more visible when they start to cross the road.
Kirby, do you have any additional inputs or?
No, I think all these are great ideas, you know, to help out the safety of the kids, and, that red curb's painted there, so it's 30 feet back from the intersection. We always have red curbs, so there's no parking, so that is a visual, so they can see the pedestrians and the kids and the staff. But, no, I think it's a good recommendation, we just needed him to come to council, you know, and present this to you guys.
Grant, did you have any?
Yeah, we don't have free run on what we do for the school zones as far as the signs and the crosswalks. We still have to comply with state code.
Yes.
So what I would recommend what we do is take this proposal, give it to the police department, and then I'll work closely with them to see if the request, if we can make it conform to state code, and then we'd be bringing it back to the council for an approval. So there's a little bit of work. We're not ready for you guys to take action on it yet, but this will start the process.
Okay.
Are you okay with
Yes,
that? We can hand that off to them and then let them work on it, and come back to us?
Appreciate it, Grant, Kirby, and keep walking this out. Thank you.
Do you need a motion or anything, Grant, or just you'll take it from there?
You don't need to do a motion yet.
Okay.
I was just gonna ask Chief Watkins to coordinate, to probably set up another meeting, get some more specifics on what's being requested. And I think it would help to do kind of an on-site walkthrough, look at how everything's laid out. We'll need to get some measurements on distances and everything from where you want signs especially placed. And from there, that'll give me the information that I need to meet with the chief on, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for keeping our students safe.
Yeah, thank you.
These guys do it more than
While I have you,
Yes.
I believe Councilman Roosevelt has spoken with you regarding the mayor for today at the elementaries.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit, I haven't had a chance to talk about much about it.
I'd just like to come down for maybe like an hour or two and do 2 or 3 students and just make them, maybe the different elementaries for a couple hours, make them mayor of the day.
Yeah.
Come in, I don't know, carry their books for them, I don't know, just make them mayor for the day, or at least a couple hours, and then move on to another elementary and do the same thing.
They might try to implement pardons on detention.
There you go. I'll serve their detention for them. But I'd like to do that, I'd like to get back to the community, and I think it's a fun way to do it, so.
Absolutely.
If that would be great with you, we can work that out.
We can figure something out.
Mr. Young,
I'm working through the schedule and things mostly,
Mr.
I'm
Young,
working through our schedule, we mostly what we need to do.
Okay.
Mr. Young, okay to give him your cell number?
Yes,
so he
for
can
sure.
reach out? Okay. I will
Thanks.
do that after the meeting tonight, and then you can reach out.
Sounds great.
Thank you. Thank you, council.
Thank you.
Okay. Alan Tucker, Yellow Basin Strike Force.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Strike force.
Tucker, Alan Tucker. Tucker, Alan Tucker.
Wait.
You, Mayor?
We would actually recommend that we move into a closed session for discussing
Deployment of security personnel.
deployment of security personnel.
Do we want to do that when that's time, just here shortly, and continue on?
Before we do everything else.
Yeah, so we'll do that again, but we do have an action line just in case. So that's why that one there is.
So will we need to come back to open session after?
Possibly. Yes, so let's wait on that one.
Okay.
So I can move on to department updates.
So we don't have a department update, but I am gonna do the next one. This month, we have fire presenting, and so Chief Lee will be here next meeting. He has his annual fire report ready for city council.
All right. Any expenditure approvals, financial review?
Mayor, I would move we approve, those have already gone through, so I
Oh,
would
okay.
move we approve those.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second it.
I have a motion to approve the financial and a second, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay. City manager report.
Perfect, thank you, Mayor. So just by way of information, we have started the budget process for fiscal year 27. We're starting early this year to make sure we have everything covered. We have multiple public meetings to get the information out there. I've already requested some information from the department heads, so we're working diligently at that. So if there's any specific things that council has in mind, please let me know so we can put them towards our tentative budget. You'll have plenty of time, don't worry, but we have started that process, so if anything comes up, we can start working on it, so we want to make sure we're fully prepared. As we know, this is kind of a unique year of what's going on federally and locally, so we want to just make sure we're as prepared as possible. The other thing I want to report to City Council, if you remember, about a year and a half ago, we started to apply for the RISE grant. It was about $2 million towards trails, sidewalks, first and last mile through the federal government. We went into this grant application with Duchesne County, Uintah County, Roosevelt, Vernal, the Tribe, and Ballard. The grant kind of fell apart. It fell into the Doge cuts and went from 1.2 billion to 100 million. So it just got completely gutted and everything just kind of got washed away. Vernal did put in an application last second. We did not, because of the expenditure in it. However, it just came back. And at this point, they said at least 1.5 billion. So it's even greater than it was last time. We have a leg up in the competition because we've done most of the work from before. So we met with Vernal, the Uintah County Special Service District is gonna do it. So Roosevelt City, Vernal City, Uintah County, Special Service District number 1, the rec center, and where's the point? And the tribe. Yes, the tribe's involved as well. So those 4 entities are working together to apply for this large application. For urban communities, it's an 80% grant, 20% match. For rural, it is 100% grant. So this would be fantastic for us. So we're working on getting some numbers in right away. It is due at the end of this month. But it's estimated that we will get about $2 million. This is a great option that we feel strong about, especially going in with other counties, a special service district, and most importantly, having the tribe involved as well. This is going to be a wonderful application that we have. So that's more informational, just to let you know of a great opportunity.
This is for trails?
Trails and sidewalks. And the emphasis is first and last mile, trying to get people connected to like BTA.
2 million for all those entities involved?
No, 2 million, great question.
Okay.
2 million would be our portion.
Okay.
Just Roosevelt City is 2 million.
And Uintah's already started on their trail system. I know they're going down by the high school, college area somewhere, because I know they brought that up last week. So in fact, they're wondering if they could get our trail to go by USU as well. And I said, no, not gonna happen.
One neat thing about this is it would not do our current trail system, because if we were to get the grant, as was put by an engineer today, which is kind of neat that they were bragging about Roosevelt, we've already made so much progress. We're doing phenomenal with our trails. Where most places are still planning. They said they do not recommend that we use this funding for our current trail because by the time the funding actually comes in, we're gonna be done. So we are looking at other options within the city of trails or sidewalks that are necessary to improve safety as well.
Will that include any benches?
I don't believe this one includes benches. No.
It's federal too.
I just noticed that there isn't a lot of places to sit if you're waiting for the bus.
We can work on that. We've had some discussions with UBAG about benches and covered shelters as well.
Okay.
No, I appreciate you guys staying in attention on this. Don't have to be opportunity. It's a lot of work to submit a grant application.
And this one is a federal one. It's massive. I believe Earl said there was 200 pages.
No, that was 200 plus pages.
Yeah, this is an intense one, but again, if we can get $2 million, we're happy to
Oh, yeah, you'll
put it
take
on
it.
record.
And if you win it, there's a lot of red tape you have to go through afterwards too.
Yeah.
Changing the subject, unless someone else had something else on this, I'm concerned about the cemetery and I wanna make sure that because I know we're gonna start running out of room, people are dying to get in unfortunately or whatever, but I wanna make sure that we're addressing that because we probably need to start working on, my question is, do we need to look at a CIB petition or whatever we call it?
So that is a great question, and we have that in the budget that I've already started. I have different options of what we can do, because we have multiple projects that we need to tackle this upcoming year. And so we actually scheduled a cemetery meeting for next week. Well, Dustin is starting to schedule, we set the time, so we'll be scheduling that meeting to discuss some of the different options that we have. Because we've got some big ticket items, and we need to be careful about what we're going to for what. Whether it's CIB, whether bonding for it, whether we're doing it in-house. We have a lot of good options. So that will be one of the.
I just know I've been involved in that almost since I've been on the council, and we haven't moved on it, and every year I keep saying we're getting close to capacity there, and I don't wanna, be, in a difficult spot, not having a place when people want to, have a place for their loved ones. So, and I know we have the land, we just have to start getting it developed.
Absolutely.
You already have a spot reserved?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I've got mine.
That is one of the items that we really want to look at. The estimate we got to have it built for us was extremely high.
I knew that.
So we're looking at other options of how we can do this. Austin did do another study just a couple months ago, and he anticipates about 4.5 years if things continue. We don't want to get any closer than that. We know we've got to take action now.
And that's all I'm saying is I just want to make sure we don't, like I said, I've been on the council for a while and we keep talking about it, we've not moved on it. And I just want to make sure, at least before I leave, that we've moved on it and have stuff going, so.
Yes.
Would you like to address the wood on the location? The trees?
He's not
Or,
He's not aware.
So Austin would like, or Preston, right? Wanted some of the wood for who wanted the wood?
Preston, yes.
Preston Cadillac?
Yeah, there's some wood on there right now currently, that could be cleaned up. And I think Preston wanted some of that for obstacles.
Teddy's playground.
And then, the House of Home would like to take the wood, chop it up, donate it into the community as part of their program. So.
If you're okay, if I can check with staff and make sure the cemetery wasn't planning to use it for something, and then I can bring that back, and if council's okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We'll check on that.
We kind of moved into the items for further discussion. And Josh, I mentioned this to you, we've been able to speak about it briefly, but what I'd like to see is, this is a very dry winter, And I think this would be a good opportunity, if not for me, but for all of us to be able to get together and do some training on some emergency management, if that comes. And maybe we can put that on the agenda for, a couple of months from now. Or as a training where we get together with chief and, local community and actually go through some training where we're all involved in that so that we're all coordinated and ready. I hope we never need it, but this potentially being a drought could be bad for water and a very dry year. This might be a year that we may need to come together, so coordinate those efforts.
And that's a great point. Councilman Goodrich actually brought this up yesterday to Ryan and I about what our plans are for this upcoming year due to the drought conditions. We have multiple employees going to rural water at the end of this month, and that is one of the hot topic items. So they're going to be discussing some of the state plans, recommended plans. So we've got some employees that are ready to come back with some action plans. We know we're going to have to do something. That way we'll get some good recommendations from the state, and we'll sit down and decide what we want to do as a city to prepare for this upcoming potentially very difficult year. But Mayor, I will look into some emergency management training. Has any of the council done the ICS, what's the training called?
Yeah, that.
An ICS training, ISC. There's a 700, 800 are the first two. You've done it, Councilman? Has any other council done that? They're incredible training, and they basically go over what happens in a big natural disaster, who the incident commander is, how things operate. Phenomenal classes. The 700 and 800 classes are online, super easy. I can get you guys the links to those. And then the 300 and 400, correct, 300 and 400?
I think so, but they'll love it all.
The 300 and 400 are in person, in depth.
Yeah.
I recommend it, but as you saw from Chief there, it takes a while and it's kind of rough, but it's still worth it.
That was being silly.
So, I will get information when those come around. Those don't come all the time. But the 700, 800 are online. I'll get you that information. And I'll get you I think it's ICS, but we'll find out.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Okay, I believe that we can move to a closed session.
Yeah, I move we go to closed session to, what did the words you used, Mr. Babe?
Deployment of
Security personnel.
I think security procedure. Right? Deployment of security procedures? Personnel.
Okay.
I have a motion for closed session for emergency
Deployment of personnel.
I'll second. Maybe have a second. Any discussion? Any questions? Okay. All in favor?
You do?
Yep, roll call vote it.
Yeah, aye.
Aye.
Closed session. Do we want to break?
Just for a minute.
Okay.
The motion on the strike force, or should we just leave that one?
I would just leave it.
Okay. I didn't think
Oh,
we
you mean
needed.
like a motion to table it for?
Yeah.
So we just need a motion to adjourn.
I would move we adjourn, unless someone else has.
Second it.
Motion to adjourn in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
Let's get things figured out with the basement.
Yeah, so